All right, coming to you today with some lower L10 plays. Going to keep it to guys under 10 that I believe are going to have an impact either right away or I think could be potential breakout candidates this season. As a Sorare subscriber, you're getting this information first. I will put this up for you a couple days ahead of time before I release it to the public. Again, if you want to join my group, I have a Patreon. I'll put the link in the show notes. You get your own gallery organizer that I'll make for you. You get access to my main projection sheet, and you also get access to our Discord. $5 a month. Great investment for your NBA game. The first guy I want to cover is Dario Saric. He signed with Denver this offseason, 2-year, $10 million deal to provide some depth in the front court for the Nuggets. According to RotoWire, he is likely to be the backup center to Jokic. I think they might use him a little differently. He doesn't really project as a center to me. He's more of a power forward, even a small forward. But at 6'10", he does have the size to play the position. This guy seems like he's been in the league forever, but he's only 29, be 30 this year. He just wasn't a great fit in Golden State last year with this up and down offense. I think Denver's more half-court oriented. They run the offense through Jokic, who's obviously a great distributor. Saric can knock down threes. He'll grab rebounds. If he can get 20 minutes a night. With this L10 of 4 to start the season, I think he's a decent pickup. He could start the season in the rotation. If he doesn't start their season in the rotation, you have Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray as two main scoring options who are injured a lot. I think there will be opportunities here in Denver. Some of the guys who picked up the slack in the previous seasons, like Reggie Jackson and Justin Holiday, are both gone. I think this is a decent situation for Saric. If we look back at his numbers, he actually shot 46% from the field, 47% almost from the field last year, and including 38% from threes. This guy's always been able to shoot it. I think he can definitely add something for Denver. I think this is a good pickup for them, and at a 4 L10, definitely worth a flyer to get some depth to your gallery if you don't have one already. Next guy I want to look at is Anthony Black in Orlando. Now, Anthony Black is probably going to be a reserve to start the season. This guy's 20 years old. He actually had a fairly solid rookie season, shooting 47 from the field, 39 from 3. His free throw percentage is terrible, but he's a 20-year-old. Hopefully he's working on that. The other numbers tell me he can shoot. At 6'7" and a lottery pick, I think he's going to get an opportunity at some point. They did sign Kentavious Caldwell-Pope from Denver in the offseason, so I think him and Suggs will be the starters to start with. If anybody gets hurt, though, I think Black steps in, can actually play. A 5 L10, if he gets any minutes at all to start the season, could be useful. Obviously, if they have injuries and he has to step in and play a bigger role, that 5 L10 is going to look really nice. Next guy I want to talk about is Monte Morris at a 6. Signed on with Phoenix this offseason. Moved around a lot last year. He was in Washington, then last year started with the Pistons, was terrible with the Pistons. Traded to Minnesota mid-season, actually shot 42% from 3 with Minnesota. He's going to be the primary backup point guard in Phoenix, I believe, behind Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones isn't a guy who's played 36 a night ever in his career. So I think Morris is going to get minutes a lot of nights. And if he can get back on track to where he was a couple years ago, where he was shooting 48 from the field, almost 40 from 3, this is a solid player. At a 6 L10, if anything would happen to Jones, I think he gets even more playing time. They tried to put Booker at the point last year and Beal at the point last year, and it didn't really work. That's why they brought in Tyus Jones. So this guy's more of a true point guard who can shoot it a little bit. It's a talented team. We're going to see how everything fits together. But I think this is a guy that's a good depth piece in your gallery as well, especially with that 6 L10 to start with. Tim Hardaway Jr. goes from a Dallas team that was very good, made a finals run last year, to a Detroit team that was one of the worst in the NBA. I like Hardaway Jr. because he's aggressive. He's always looking for a shot. He's always looking to score. Usually a sixth man, playing in that mid-20s minute range. That's kind of where he was last year, mid to upper 20s. Had a bad year, and he still shot 40 from the field, mostly three-pointers, and 35% from 3 isn't terrible, but he's done better than that in the past. If he can get back to closer to 40, I think this is going to be a valuable guy for Detroit. He's going to score quite a few points. 8 L10 to start the year. Don't know exactly what their rotations are going to look like in Detroit, but I'm assuming he's going to be a decent part of it. Jaylen Smith's a really interesting player. He signed on with Chicago in the offseason. He's going to be backing up Vucevic. I was impressed by his limited run in Indiana last year. He actually can shoot the ball really well from the outside, 42% from three, so a good floor spreader. Going to grab you some rebounds. He's 6'10". I think he can be a solid contributor for them, even with just backup minutes. 1.16 Sorare points per minute in Indiana last year. This is a productive guy when he's on the floor. We'll see how many minutes he gets for Chicago, but even if he's in that 15 to 20 range, I think this is a guy that can put you up some points on a night-to-night basis, and an L10 of 8 to start the season. He's fairly intriguing to me. And the last guy I wanted to check in on is Steven Adams. If you're in my Discord and a member of Solar Edge, you know we've been talking about Steven Adams for weeks now. I finally got confirmation from Sorare that he will indeed be a 0 when the season starts. He did not play last year. According to their bylaws, if a player didn't play the previous season, they will start the current season as a 0. And this is a guy that's averaged in the high 20s, even some low 30s a couple years back, but as a 29-year-old, 30-year-old now, I think he's capable of probably low 20s minutes with Houston, but that's going to be enough to get him some points. He's obviously a productive player when he's on the floor, good rebounder, averaging double-figure rebounds last couple of seasons that he was healthy, over a block a game, right around a steal a game. He's just an interesting player. We're going to see how he fits with this Houston offense. Obviously, Şengün, up-and-coming star in the league, but he can't play every minute, and I think Adams is going to play alongside him a little bit and definitely come in for him in spots. So with that 0 L10 to start the season, I can't imagine there's a better play for game week 1 on a value perspective. If he can get 20 minutes, I think you're looking at a guy that can score you upwards of 25 to 35 Sorare points. Huge boon to your lineup if you can get him in there. And I think he can still be had for about $10 for his limited. So something to consider. So there's 5 for you to get you started. Good luck this season. And if you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. There will be videos like this all season, pointing out some values every Monday. If you want to sign up for my service, that's over at my Patreon. Details in the link below. Talk at you soon.